Hello, everybody, and welcome back to episode 20 of the Showbound podcast presented by Axel Watches. I'm your host, Michael Raskin, here again with Ethan Cardwell and Cardsy. We got 20 episodes now. That's actually crazy. It just kind of jumped out at me, but 20 episodes, who would have thought?
I was just about to cut you off, but I didn't want to because it's rude and I have good manners. My parents taught me well. So
Yeah.
I was just about to cut you off though and say 20 episodes, man. Like that's a long time. That's 5 months. We've hit the 5-month milestone.
That's actually crazy, man.
That's crazy. One episode a week for the last 5 months. So damn, we always talk about getting the content out there, but that kind of just puts it in perspective, man. Like it doesn't feel like that long. Like Fetz's interview feels like it was just a few days ago.
I know, it really does. And you mentioned content. Just a teaser for the listeners. We're going to get some summer content going. I think like some other videos, and we'll do more live streams and stuff and things that we're doing. We're looking at some golf stuff, and yeah, content will be coming more than just a podcast. So
yeah, we're going to try to make it like, I guess, viewer friendly, like just kind of get more involved with our viewers, just like kind of create better, like more of a relationship, rather than just hearing our voices. You kind of get to see other aspects of our life and just kind of get to know us a little bit better. And we can kind of get to know you guys off that. Yeah. But no, I guess I'll let you take it from there. But yeah, no, man, that's insane. 20 episodes. Good for us. Let's keep rolling.
Well, like you said, with the viewers getting to know us and we get to know them a bit. Like we did the live stream. Was that this last week or was that 2 weeks ago? I don't even remember now.
Yeah, it might have been like 2 weeks ago now.
Well, we did a live stream on our Instagram for those who aren't following. It's at Showbound Podcast. But we got a bunch of listeners just like coming in, interacting, asking questions. Like we were on there for about an hour and it was a really fun time. So we're gonna be doing more stuff like that. But we're looking to expand, and that was a really fun one for us. I know we both enjoyed that, so that was cool. Anyway, Cards, do you wanna break the news on how your season went and what's going on with you now?
Yeah, I guess I can. It's super unfortunate, man. Like we were set up to come first and we kind of choked. Like it happens in hockey. There's a lot of things worse than losing a hockey game in life, but no, that definitely stung. We lost the kind of do or die game. Might have been a little bit, team was a bit older, more experience. I don't know, a few factors, but unfortunately we lost. So our season over here is over. So myself, Murr, and JT are kind of finding our way back to Canada now through hopefully get some negative COVID tests and get back soon and serve our quarantine to hopefully get ready for the OHL. But no, it's gonna be tough leaving, man. Created a lot of good friendships with like a lot of the boys and just became so close with them. I know Yakin's watching and I'm going to miss him like crazy. And I got Wally laughing his ass off in the living room right now, watching some funny movies. So I'm going to miss those guys for sure. And the rest of the team, no doubt. But yeah, it'll be tough, but super excited to get home and see my family,
Yeah, it's a long time away for you, man. And you mentioned getting back for the OHL season. There's some rumors flying around, and I think we have to talk about them. So, I mean, I can start from what I understand. It's looking really positive that there will be an OHL season. You hear bubbles being thrown around, stuff like that, and obviously exciting for you and kind of perfect timing with your season ending now. But that's going to be great. I mean, there's literally everyone wants it. So, what do you think, and what kind of things have you heard?
Yeah, I know. I've just been hearing the same things as you. Just things are positive. Lisa McLeod came out and said there's a good possibility things are going to get rolling, and she believes they will. So I back that totally. I just want to make sure it's safe for everybody to go out and play. But at the same time, I feel like the OHL has to kind of take the risk of going and heading and doing it. You're never going to know if you don't do it. So I think we'll hear something soon, hopefully within the next week or so, and get the ball rolling on a season. But yeah, I'm super excited. Glad I took the opportunity to come over here. If you had told me 3 months ago that I would have came over to Sweden and played 2.5 months and put up some good numbers, met some good friends, and made some great memories while still not missing out on any hockey in Ontario, I would have shook your hand and taken that deal any day. So I'm super happy that kind of happened for me and the other guys. But no, super excited to get things rolling, and hopefully the OHL, like we said, is going to start here soon.
Yeah, and I'll just say it so you don't have to say it, but you ended up leading the team in scoring despite even not playing every game. People had a head start on you. But so Cardsy lit it up, right? You first on the team, is that right?
I led the league, our division.
Unreal.
I did well. It was fun. I got to give a lot of credit to my teammates and especially Murr. I played with Murr pretty much every game, and Yakin, I know he's listening. So shout out to my Lionies for sure for getting
Yeah.
me a lot of those points.
No, it's unreal. I'm super proud. That's awesome. And yeah, just one more thing about the OHL, kind of like you said with the rumors, for people like me and other people who kind of look deeper into things, you see on Twitter like Peterborough just re-signed their coach. You know, the Barrie Colts. It's on the website now. Marty Williamson, my buddy. He's now listed as the general manager. So when you see teams kind of making changes and stuff, you got to think that they probably are hearing a little something about the season. So I'm a guy who kind of reads into that stuff. So I think it's looking good when you start seeing teams do moves like that. Um, Anyway, we got a big episode. We got Ryan McLeod. We just got off the interview with him. He's an Edmonton Oilers prospect who's now playing for Bakersfield in the AHL and former Mississauga Steelhead and teammate of Cardsy in Saginaw. And a funny one. This guy's got stories for days. And unfortunately, I know we couldn't share a lot of them, right, Cards?
I mean, yeah, like we could have gone on for days and days. Me and Clouder, it was a weird kind of concept, like how close we became, and like you don't see it often between fourth year guy who's going pro the next year and a Schmelt who's
Who's
in
up
and
and
out,
down.
up and down, in and out of the lineup. Who knows where he is? But no, just kind of being around those guys, like I contribute a lot of my like success to that. Like just watching those guys every day, kind of, and hanging around them, just kind of grew habits to me. And but yeah, no, about the funny stories and stuff, yeah, we could have let him fly all day long. I mean, we only had a certain amount of time and he had a game tonight, but we'll definitely have him on later on in the year, and we'll catch up on some more stories for sure.
Yeah, it was fun chatting with him and getting to know him. And we can send that over in a bit. But I do want to say we are giving away an Axel watch. I said last week to enter, and I got the winner now. The winner of this week's Axel watch is Wilson Scott. And congrats, Wilson. Axel's going to be getting in touch with you with the email you signed up on the website with. And stay tuned next week, listeners, because we're going to be doing another giveaway. So something to look forward to. And yeah, one more before we send it to Ryan McLeod. We got a little message from Manscaped, and COVID spring break is right around the corner. And you know what that means? Spring break in your pants. Manscaped is here to ensure that the party in your pants never stops. Even Veronica Corningstone wouldn't say no to this pants party. For everyone preparing for a pants party this spring break, I have an exclusive 20% off discount. Use code SHOWBOUND at manscaped.com. Manscaped is dedicated to helping you level up your full body grooming game. The Perfect Package 3.0 kit comes with the Essential Lawnmower 3.0 waterproof cordless body trimmer and a ton of other liquid formulations to round out your grooming routine. This is the best trimmer on the market for those of you in need of a chest or ball shave. Their third generation trimmer features a cutting edge ceramic blade to reduce grooming accidents thanks to advanced skin safe technology pioneered by Manscaped. You can also adjust the settings to get the length you like, and you can stay on top of it with almost no effort at all. Don't ruin any vibes this spring break or upcoming summer with some peaking pubes coming out of your swimsuit. Be sure to use their crop cleanser body wash to keep your hair and skin feeling healthy and fresh. Inside the Perfect Package, you'll also find the Manscaped Crop Preserver Ball Deodorant, an anti-chafing ball deodorant and moisturizer, because we know how painful chafing can be when you're wearing your bathing suit all day. You'll also find the Crop Reviver Ball Toner, a spray-on testy toner that's designed to give your boys a little slice of heaven. For a limited time, subscribers get 2 free gifts: the Shed Travel Bag and the patented high-performance reduced chafing Manscaped Boxers. Get 20% off and free shipping with the code SHOWBOUND at manscaped.com. Do yourself a favor and always use the right tools for the job. Once again, that's 20% off and free shipping with the code SHOWBOUND at manscaped.com. Say aloha to your new beautiful balls with Manscaped. Butchered a little bit, but hey, I'm going to edit the stuff that I screwed up and make it good so the listeners don't even know that I screwed it up.
No, yeah, for those listening right now, it's going to sound absolutely perfect, but it did take a few times. Actually, you kept going through them, so I give you credit for that. So you did that well. I guess I'll let you send it over because I'm welcoming Clouder into the interview.
Yeah, I mean, I just want to say before we do send it that I actually love the Manscaped stuff. I use it every day that they send us. It's sick. So definitely a big Manscaped fan. They've turned me into one. So I recommend everyone use that Showbound promo code. Get yourself a discount and treat yourself. You got to treat the body right, you know? So,
Yeah, I know, and I'm excited. That's one of the things that I'm looking forward to getting home, to see my family and definitely see my new products that are waiting for me. Even if the cologne's half gone or empty, we'll figure it out. But definitely gonna get the nose trimmer going.
oh yeah, definitely gonna fire that up. But yeah, I mean, now we'll send it over to Ryan McLeod.
All right, welcome to the pod, Clouder. Happy to have you on. What's going on, brother?
Not much, you?
Not much, just hanging in there. So just gonna catch up, kind of have a relaxed episode. We should have some funny stories here throughout, and then we'll get you through as fast as we can and get you to your game day routine. But just want to check in. How's the season going so far? You started in Switzerland, now you're in the A. So kind of just give us like a little brief recap. We'll get into it a bit more later, but yeah.
Yeah, it was a weird start, obviously with like COVID, everything. We our team or Edmonton sent bunch of us over to Europe, and I was in Switzerland. It was a pretty sick league actually. It was a lot of fun. I was in a great city. And then we came over here to the AHL, and our team started off 0-5, and now we're on an 8-game heater, so it's going well.
So you're on a heater, and like you had a slow start. I was talking to the boys here, and I was like Clowder's struggling a bit, and then as soon as I said that, bro, you went like 4-2-2-1-4. This guy's on an absolute heater, like hottest player in the AHL right now. Just recently got a Chicklets bump. Now he's getting his Showbound bump. So just after this, he's got no jibs in, and they're just smiling away. So they had to post him, but. No, yeah. For those of you who don't know, Clowder has probably the best teeth in the in all of hockey. But yeah, no, I'll let Rask take her back to minor hockey. Yeah.
Well, actually, I want to get into one Europe question, and then, like I said, we'll touch on it a little bit later. But how do you find moving to Switzerland? Like, how was the adjustment and the lifestyle over there?
I don't know, it was kind of weird. I mean, it was nice. It was in a great city, and like my team had a bunch like English like speaking people, so that was nice. But I mean, just the lifestyle of there's a lot different, and like being from like Mississauga or whatever, like we were like looking at the COVID cases there, and it was like we get like 1,000 like in like Canada or like in Ontario like per day for like however it was, and then it was like 4,000 cases like a day, like 9,000. I was like, this is like pretty crazy. Like no one's wearing masks or anything, so I was like, this is kind of a little bit out of hand. But I mean, it was nice to be kind of more in a normal life, and the hockey was great, so actually a lot of fun going over there.
Interesting. Yeah. No, it's weird how different it is with COVID and all that in each country. But yeah, like Cardsy said, we'll bring it back to minor hockey, and we'll work our way back to where you are now. But you grew up in a hockey family, and you got to see some success of your older brothers. I got to play against Mike actually growing up too, so he was always nasty every season. But were you always as dominant kind of growing up as you were in your minor midget season? Like, I know Mike was dominant every year. Were you like that too, or did you kind of come into it a little later?
Like I would say, like when I was like really young, I was like pretty solid, and then I was kind of like Brutes for a bit actually until like you know like Pee I'd say, and then kind of started turning around again and got back on track, and then obviously had a pretty good minor midget year and was drafted pretty high, so came together pretty well.
Yeah. So obviously with the high draft, shows, you're a top player, but at what point did you realize like you are a good enough player to maybe make the NHL and you can make a career out of hockey? How old were you when that thought started to come in your mind?
I mean, yeah, just having like two older brothers, it was obviously nice. I mean, Mikey was a big influence on like going to OHL and all that stuff. So I think kind of in my minor midget year, seeing him like go through his like first years and all that stuff, you can kind of get the feel that maybe you can make something out of this. And I think you just kind of start dialing a bit more when you have that mindset that you could make a career and stuff. So it was nice having him to kind of guide me through all that, and it's been good so far.
You might have played with my buddy. Did you play with Tyler Rollo when you were in Oakville there?
I think I played like a game, like I hold up for a game, and I think he was there. I actually golfed with him this summer though.
Okay, I was gonna say I feel like you two would get along really well from what I understand. Like, are you guys?
Yeah, my oldest brother played with him for a bit, so
Okay.
he's an unreal guy. He's so funny.
Yeah, no, he's the funniest guy. He's funny. Anyway, yeah, interesting.
Okay, yeah, I guess I'll take her into the OHL draft, and this guy just went rock star mode and just absolutely declined the Flint Firebirds with the third overall pick. So he gets taken third overall and goes, no, like I'm not going. I only want to play with my brother. But no, like what was that that whole kind of thing like, and what happened, and then obviously going to Mississauga for you, like just how did everything shake down?
Yeah, I mean, going to like my draft, I guess like you don't really have any idea like where you're gonna go or like what's gonna happen. It's actually really funny. So like the last game of the year, Mississauga was playing like Peterborough. This is like in the OHL or whatever, and Mississauga was currently sitting like second last place in the OHL, so they were picked second in the draft. And then they're playing Peterborough, or no, they're playing Peterborough, whatever. Doesn't really matter the team, but the team like above them was like 1 point out of them, And like I was like we were like just like thinking like Mississauga was gonna lose because like they were pretty brutal that year. Like odds are they weren't gonna win that game. And my brother goes out, scores 2 goals, wins the game, so they move up to fourth in the draft, and then end up going third. So I would have been going like second to Mississauga like normally, but then he kind of messed it up for us. So.
So your brother sewered you, and
It's
then
his
you
fault.
ended up.
Yeah, big time. But yeah, going like to Flint stuff. I mean, they knew I wasn't gonna go there and all that stuff. I think the Counties want to draft me for get the draft picks or whatever. But we ended up getting me and Tippy on Missy, so it worked out pretty well for us.
Yeah,
Yeah.
greasy draft by Missy, honestly.
It's interesting, that whole thing, because I mean, me who just like follows it along, I obviously didn't know you or anything, but I hear or you see it on Twitter or whatever, like Ryan McLeod won't report to Flint, blah blah blah. It's like you kind of get this. I don't know how to say this nicely, but like I'm sitting here as like a regular person thinking like, wow, this guy's kind of a dick, you know? Like did you get that at all on you? Like did you feel that from people?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I think everyone's like kind of like, oh, like you hear like the guys in the room like saying, oh, the guys like don't report, just want to go to London and all like that stuff. Like it's usually with London that like guys just kind of like hold out. So you kind of get like those comments, but I mean, I kind of like tell them the story and they understand. It's like my brother was there, and I think it was just a better situation for me and all that stuff. And they knew I wasn't going to report, so they kind of took a chance, and I guess it worked out well for both teams.
Yeah,
Not really,
and
man.
at that point, just for the listeners to kind of get an understanding too, not only was your brother on Mississauga, but that was kind of when Flint was sort of in shambles, like at the beginning when there's no water, like the management was really going through it. Like it was a tougher time on Flint now. Like Flint's really turned it around and become a pretty legitimate organization, like good organization. So anyway, with that being said,
Actually, wait 1 sec. I'm just gonna pop in. I got a funny thing. I'm gonna bring it up later when we start talking about SAG, but it's just like another dagger that Clowder kind of just put in Flint. But we'll talk about it later.
okay, this guy's a Flint killer, I guess.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, I mean we'll get into that, but in your first year in the OHL, like obviously a big adjustment period. You get to play with your brother, some other good players, and how was the adjustment period for you? I don't have your points written down, but I think it wasn't like a dominant rookie season, but obviously any 16-year-old to be able to play is an honor.
Yeah, I mean, coming to the league, we had like a pretty decent team. I think we had a lot of older guys on our team, and it was kind of the same thing for like me and like Owen Tippett. Like we didn't play much at all. Like we were on like the fourth line, played like maybe like 5 minutes a night. Like some games we obviously get more and stuff, but like we didn't really play much. And yeah, it was like tough kind of coming in, like not getting much minutes, kind of just trying to find like your game and stuff. So my first year was obviously a little rough, but it's a learning experience, and it was obviously a fun year with all the guys. So it was good.
Okay, I got another one. Just kind of came to me, but Mississauga. I don't know. I don't want to keep being rude to people and stuff, but like not one of the best fan bases in the league. Like do you guys notice that when you're playing in the building and there's like 1,000, maybe less than 2,000 people? Like
man, it's dressed like a seat night every night.
Yeah. Every night.
Like how's that for you?
Yeah, it's pretty brutal. I mean, the only people in the crowd are parents and stuff like that. My parents sit in the same spot, so it's pretty easy to pick them out of the crowd because there's no one else around them. But yeah, it's not great. I mean, I don't know. I think it's just close to Toronto. It's in a tough spot. Like the rink, there's nothing really around it. But when we in my third year or second year, went like pretty deep in the playoffs, went to the finals, and the crowds just got bumping pretty good, and the pond was getting good there. So it's when they pack it, it's a really nice rink actually.
Yeah. Were you living at home with your parents or did you bill it?
Yeah, we were at home, me and my bro. It was quite the ride.
Okay. Hey, that's pretty nice. Some people don't prefer it, but it's not bad, especially if you're living close. So that's pretty cool. Get the home cooked meals still. But Cards, I guess I'll throw it over to you. We can talk about that playoff run, like you said.
Yeah, like second year, you kind of found your stride a bit more. I think 42 points that year. And then, just went on a huge playoff run. So what was kind of like the difference that season? And like yourself, like you played a lot better. And then like, what was it like going on a deep playoff run like that at a like younger age?
Yeah, I mean, it was good. I think in the playoffs, I started playing with my brother and the guy named Spencer Watson. He was like an unbelievable OHL player. OHL player. So our line was just clicking, and I think I ended up with like 20 points in 20 games in that playoffs. And I guess the second guy's like, I don't know, it's pretty good. But we had a good run. We went to the finals and lost like that stacked Erie team. So it was a lot of fun. We had a great group, and everyone's kind of clicking and just got along really well. And even though we lost, it kind of we like swept Peterborough in like the conference finals, and it kind of felt like we so I guess we kind of knew we weren't going to beat Erie, so we kind of like celebrated like we won that series, like we won it all.
That's so funny. I remember, actually, I just want to jump in. Like, first of all, I was at every game in that championship series because my buddy was on Erie. So I was like traveling, like trying to see. It was sick. So I actually got to see you and that team a lot. And your team was sick, but I remember the Twitter videos or whatever when you guys won the conference and you guys were skating around with the trophy like it was the actual, like that was it. Like, I feel like you guys, even as a fan, you knew like this is it. This is the win for you guys. So it's pretty funny. Is there any memories from maybe that conference championship celebration?
Oh, we had a couple fun nights after we won. I think we actually might have put some damage on that trophy, and the next year when the guys picked it up, it wasn't hanging on too well. So I think we might be the ones to blame for that. But
that's unreal.
Yeah, it was a great run. Yeah, we had a lot of fun.
Another one. Sorry to keep jumping in cards, but they're just kind of coming to me.
Live it up.
Yeah. So like, and we don't need to get into details about this, but most OHL teams are in like a town where you can kind of, the older guys will go to the bars or something on an off night where there's nothing. But in Mississauga, like you have to go like downtown Toronto or something if you want to go somewhere. What's that situation like? If you want to touch on it, and don't obviously throw anyone under the bus here.
Yeah, we had a great group of like older guys, like every year kind of on the team. So they kind of like show us the ropes pretty well on that kind of stuff. So we actually, I don't know if you guys like know like Mississauga that well, but there's like an area called like Port Credit. There's like a good like little strip of bars. So like we play like Sundays at 2, and then like we could like go out there because it's like you need to be 19, so like only like kind of like the older guys could go out. But like we'd go out there, and then like on the odd say we'd have like a Sunday off, like we might like head down to Toronto for like a little night there. We also had like great billets too. Let us have a lot of house parties too. So I mean that's like more fun for like the younger guys too, could like all come out for that. And I mean the houses that people lived at in Port Credit were like insane. They're like $5 million houses and like just beautiful. So surprised they let us, all of us, go in there and enjoy ourselves, but it was good.
Drink a couple of waters, some Gatorades, and have a good time.
Exactly.
I want to move it on to your third year, your draft year, and that's when you kind of started to really come into your own. 70 points in 68 games, and heading into your draft year, did you do anything different that offseason to prepare yourself or really differentiate yourself?
I mean, I try and like work out pretty hard every season and stuff like that enough. I think just kind of you dial it a bit more, you kind of understand like what you're playing for that year, and you have a little bit more to work for. But I think kind of just the same habits in the summer. I think just you kind of you don't like really want to like, but it's kind of like maybe like a contract year, and then the NHL you just like have a little bit more to work for kind of those years, right? Like that's what people say. But we had a good team and had good line mates that year, so it just worked out really well.
And how was that mental grind? Like you talk about, you have something to play for that year. When you're maybe going in slumps and stuff, it hits you harder than it normally would. Are you going through the ups and downs hard that season? Like, how did you find it?
Yeah, I think our team might have gone like a 9-game losing streak that year too. So I mean that was pretty tough. I mean, obviously my brother there, we kind of like talked me through it because we've been through it. So like that was nice. And we had a couple of drafted guys. So I mean, it's nice having them, but it definitely hits tough when you're struggling and it's a big year for you. So it hurts, but you gotta get over it and try and do your best.
Yeah, and then I guess we'll just take it into the show draft from there. So you went 40th overall to the Oilers. Pretty nasty. And then so what was the draft like for you? Like, wait, was it Vancouver?
Dallas, I think.
We were in Dallas. So hot there. Oh my god.
Oh yeah, you're what were you? 2000 draft. Yeah, 2000 draft. So yeah, Dallas.
Yeah, 2018. Yeah, it was good. I mean, I had a bunch of my buddies come out and stuff, and my brothers were all there. So we had a good time celebrating. I actually went to camp like the day after I drafted, so I couldn't really do too much. But we had a good night. Around the pool and stuff, and it was a lot of fun.
Did you talk to them a lot before? Like, I never even asked you this.
Honestly, obviously, I thought I had a brutal interview with them at the combine. I thought they like hated me and all that stuff, and I was like shocked they like picked me. But I mean, it was really nice to go in there because like Evan Bouchard was the first round pick, and I obviously know him pretty well from like growing up. So it was nice to go into camp with him and kind of going through the same experience, like being able to have someone that I could like kind of talk to also.
Well, what made you think it went horrible? Like, what went down in that interview?
Oh, just like I don't know, like just like I don't know if it was like that for everyone, but they were kind of like dry, like just like not really like going into like my answers and all that stuff. So I just was like, like maybe this isn't the one. Like I wouldn't say it was brutal, just like didn't make like a good vibe, and then I ended up they liked it, I guess.
Do you think that's ever like they're just trying to test you, or do you think they're actually just the way it is?
Yeah, I'm not gonna like mention any teams, but a bunch of us have had like pretty tough interviews with the same team. And like this like a couple guys like our team were drafted like in like closer years. They've also had a couple teams that are just like really tough on everyone. So I think definitely some teams probably just trying to do it to see how you react and stuff. And
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know.
You got any questions that stick out to you, or anything that was really like, what the hell's going on?
I can't remember. Like I don't know. Some of them are just like super weird. I'm like they like ask you like questions like you don't even know how to answer it. You're like I don't know what the right answer is here either. So
Yeah.
um
Interesting.
yeah, it's tough. Yeah.
That's fascinating. So what about the actual like moment you were drafted? How did that moment go for you? And were you expecting it at that point? Or were you even disappointed to not go first round?
I mean, yeah, obviously, like you like think you have like a chance. Like it's obviously like a lot. It's cooler to go up on stage and all that stuff. But um, and just like getting your name like called on and stuff. It's so nice. It's a dream come true. Like everyone says. Kind of just like black out, and I didn't really know what to do. Like I like stood up, like just like my family, and like I was like, now what? Like the person that comes and like tells you like you like walk down to the table and like meet everyone, get your jersey and stuff. So it's a really cool moment. I had my friends in the stands too, so they were all screaming for me the whole time. So that was really special.
Heading into that next season, your fourth year in the OHL, you get traded from Mississauga to Saginaw, and I think you expected the trade to go down, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I
So
guess.
how was the transition? Like you kind of knew you were going to be on the move, but how's the transition going to an American team? Like how did the whole adjustment and lifestyle change go?
Oh, it's so funny because like I like kind of like said no to like Flint, who's like pretty close teams like Saginaw and all that stuff, and then going to SAG, I was like, God, everyone's gonna think I'm an idiot, and like just feel like you wouldn't go to Flint, but you go to SAG, like whatever, just like because like the two American teams like right beside each other. But it was a pretty smooth transition. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I mean, like that rink there is so nice now. I feel like a lot of people kind of used to like look at SAG as like kind of like a not a place they want to play, but and like I even thought that before I got traded. And like as soon as I like went there, they had like a great coach and a great facility and great guys. So it was a lot of fun. I think we had a great year, great team. So it was a good time.
What was before I sent it to Cards for some SAG stuff? What was your first impression of Cardsy when you met him?
Um, were you up right away, Cards, when I was there?
I think I came up in like a week later or something. I was just chilling in the OJ for a bit and then joined the boys.
Just shredding the OJ up.
Yeah.
Probably thought he was just a beauty or something. Just wanted to get to know him.
Probably just some schmelt who's coming up for a couple days. You didn't even look at him.
No, man.
Yeah,
When I honestly, when Clowder got traded and Tip, like back-to-back days, I was like, oh my God, like I'm never getting a game in this year. Like I'm done. And then sure enough, like I started getting games when they were there. And I was like, at first I was like kind of scared. I was like, should I get up there and like talk to the boys? And then I'm like, nah, like they're just like average pigeons. Like I can chime in with them and stuff. So then we kind of became boys, and we actually like we had some good stories. I mean, like some a lot of fun. I mean, Clowder would just drive me around everywhere in his truck, and we'd just be up to some nonsense and saying pretty much every day. But no, I was gonna bring up when he kind of just put a dagger in Flint again. So for the listeners, Saginaw has a big rivalry with Flint, obviously, and we have a trophy called the I-75 Divide Cup, and it was sitting in the room one day. We had already won it that year, and it's sitting in the locker room in the lounge, and Clowder looks at it. He's looking around. He's like, boys, like I think it'd be a sick idea if we all signed the trophy. So Clowder picks it up, puts his signature on the trophy in permanent marker, and then starts passing it around the room. And everyone's signature is now on this trophy. So if you ever win the I-75 Divide Cup, definitely go look for our names on there. But no, man, like I could honestly go on for days about this. I got another good one that I definitely wanted to mention. And so this one actually, it was pretty crazy, right? So I don't even know how it shook down. There was me and Clowder were driving. I think we were going to golf one day. And it was like, I don't even know what we were doing. Like a bunch of the boys were there. It was a day off during the middle of a big playoff run. And I think somebody said they had a cat or something. So we went over, we grabbed the cat, and me and Clouder pranked the whole team and told them that we got a cat and we were gonna billet the cat, and it was gonna be like the team mascot. So we were gonna take it into the rink and stuff. So I got this hilarious photo of Clouder. It's like with a baby cat, and we'll put it on in this clip. But no, it's just Clouder smiling away with this cat that we adopted for about probably 45 minutes before we took her back to the owner. It was a gong show, man. Everyone on the team like legit bought it that we bought a cat, man. And it was so funny because Clouder had like his billets had like 30 animals too. And this was it was like your first time away from home. It was like a little bit probably of an eye opener for you, eh?
Yeah, it was fun. I mean, the billets are great. They're really inclusive and all that stuff. But yeah, the cat thing was hilarious. I mean, like I didn't even know what we were gonna do. I think the most awkward part was trying to bring it back, and we were like, hey, like we don't like want this anymore. Like, sorry. And then the people were like so like awkward about it. And I'm pretty sure Cards had to bring it back and like ran away after or something. Sure, like we don't know what to do with it. But yeah, that was a hilarious moment. It was I think me and Cards it's kind of like weird for like I guess like an older guy to be friends with like the team Shmee. So yeah, I don't know. He was just a glue guy, I guess, in the room. So I had to be friends with him.
Yeah, and I took some heat from Lazzy Boy too for hanging out with because I lived with Kosk and then I was always hanging out with Clouder and stuff. And you remember the not a beauty speech. And if Laz is listening to this, so one time I guess I was just goofing around or something, and I was sitting at the back of the bus for whatever reason or something. I get called up to the front. He sits me down. He's like, Cards, you're not a beauty. Stop hanging out with the older guys. You're not a beauty. Sit back down at the front of the bus and face the front of the bus. And I'm like, Laz, come on. We're just having some fun. But no, man, like I legit took some heat for that. It was hilarious.
I can see that. Okay, Clouder, let me ask you a serious question, and you have to answer this seriously. Did Cardsy overstep as a rookie? Like, was this guy just way out of line?
No, maybe a bit. I think some guys probably. I don't know. I mean, I loved it. I think I liked when the young guys kind of give it to the older guys. I think it's a little bit funny, like just kind of like that beef between the young and old guys. But no, I think the game's kind of like changed, or like everyone's kind of like friends now, and there's not like the actual like rookies or anything anymore. So
yeah,
it's kind of nice having like Cards come up, bring some youth into the room, and just kind of be like a little immature guy to kind of like lighten it up. So I mean, I'm pretty immature too, so it's kind of nice to have him to like throw stuff back and forth at me and stuff. So yeah, it was good. It was a lot of fun.
I agree. Cardsy's the man for sure. I love Cards for that.
Yeah.
But I also heard in his OJ time, even as a 16-year-old in the OJ, that this guy was just way out of line and with those guys.
I was worse in the OJ. I kind of like.
I hope so.
I'm sitting around with like 10th. We had Tippy at the time, 10th overall pick, like Clouder early second round. We had Bodes in there. Like I'm not getting outrageous. Like come on, I know I'd get put in my place real quick, but I'd watch who I chirped. But I definitely throw out the odd dagger or two. But that's it. That's enough about my tomfoolery as a 16-year-old.
Yeah. Okay. I want to know, Clouder, because we had Ivan Prosvetov on earlier, way back. But what are your thoughts on this guy? He's absolutely insane.
Yeah, I'd say pretty much insane. I mean, he was so good for us in that playoff run too. But yeah, he's a little bit. I don't even know. He's a goalie, so I'll just say that. Yeah.
No, he takes goalie to another level, though, man. We all know crazy goalies. Like even just having like a 30-40 minute chat with him on the interview, man, I was like, this guy is completely nuts. I don't know.
Yeah, he's a great guy. I mean, he means well. Has the clip ever been posted of him yelling? And Cards, you know that clip I'm talking about when he got kicked out of that game? He was like screaming in the camera.
We weren't allowed to post it, he said, but I have it on my phone.
I got it. Yeah. Because I remember, Clouder, you guys were like, you were playing. That was the night you got the OT winner, right? So a lot of people say like Clouder has the biggest goal in Spirit history, but like the listeners know I do. But anyway, like he scored that night. Come on, Sarnia first round, first goal of the playoffs for the boys. Get the boys smart. You remember that story?
Oh yeah, smart.
Clouder definitely biggest goal in Spirit history. Sick goal, 4-3 in overtime, I think, against Guelph at home, maybe game 2. But yeah, this is the game Ivan got suspended, started losing it. But yeah, no, like we had the video ready for like the clip. We were like, okay, TSN's posting, like, this guy's an animal. And then sure enough, like, he's like, no, you can't post that. I'm a different guy now.
Was he still the tattoo, or did he get rid of it? The Ivan Technical?
No, he got rid of it. He took
Or
it off.
what was it? Was it Prosvetov or Technical?
It said Ivan Prosvetov Technical. So he got rid of it. The boys were carving him too much.
Oh, it was sick tattoo, I thought.
That guy is something else. We could probably go on all day about, but I want to move on and let's get into your AHL, your pro career. So I mean, after that playoff run, even before you even get your first season, and you get a couple games in with Bakersfield and get a sniff, like how was that first experience in the AHL?
Oh, it was great. I mean, obviously we lost like the series, but it was a lot of fun, like going up and kind of meeting the guys. I feel like that's like a huge thing for guys coming out of junior. You get to like go in like the American Hockey League for playoffs and just kind of meet the guys for next year. I think it kind of like sets the tone for like it just makes it easier coming to like camp next year, and like you kind of know the younger guys and you know like the vets like when you get sent down and stuff. So yeah, it was great. I mean, the hockey was a lot of fun, and yeah, it was a really good time.
So how did that like how'd your first full year go for you? And you know, you actually that was last season, not this one. Like how did that go for you? How'd you find it? And just the speed of the game, was that like a big thing? Everyone seems to say that.
Yeah, I mean it's a tough league. It's really physical, it's really fast. It's a lot different than junior. I think it's kind of more like structured, and it's like junior you can kind of like get away with like not being like really that into the game sometimes, but like in the American Hockey League it's kind of gotta be like pretty dialed in, and like I don't know, like I didn't really play like too much last year. Like my coach was like pretty strict. That makes he like wanted me to kind of grow my game and like get my junior habits out of the way. So like if I was kind of being soft or whatever, he would take my minutes away. But yeah, it was a good year, and I think it really set this like the table for this year and going forward.
Yeah, and what's like one of the bigger things you have to change other than like maybe being hard in the corners and stuff, but what about like the defensive side of the game? Is that something they have you working on?
Yeah, I think obviously like they're talking about like moving up and all that stuff. Like you got like Connor, McDavid, and Leo's right. So you don't really like big scorers on that team. Like you kind of want more of like a two-way guy. So I think that's kind of like what I've been trying to work on this year, is being like good offensively and defensively. So and hopefully I can keep growing that.
Imagine like just that's a sick team to have. And I mean I knew obviously you drafted Edmonton, but I didn't really process it. Like you can playing with those guys is just got to be crazy. And I'm sure you've met them by now, obviously, right?
Yeah, of course. We see like like even like this year, like during camp, like you do like we were there a couple of days earlier, and we were like doing like 5-on-5 like games or whatever, and like these guys are so good, it's not even funny. Like they're so much better than like the rest of the group. It's insane.
It would be pretty cool.
I'll give Clouder the benefit of the doubt too, though, man. Like his defense is pretty legit. Like this is probably one of the better. Like he's a 200-foot player. He's always swinging low below pucks, so we'll give him that.
Like you, right?
What?
Kind of like you.
Yeah, I taught you the ways of.
You are Cards. You always were, like, since you came to Barrie, I noticed you were solid in the D zone, man.
Well, I wasn't in SAG the year before. I went when I got called up, bro. I went legit. My first 8 games, I was like -12 in 8 games. I'm like, welcome to the league, Cards. But no, I
fixed it.
Figured it out a little bit. But
Thank God.
I guess we'll move on to this season. Like we mentioned it earlier, you started in Switzerland. I know we talked about a lot different playing over there. So you're back in Bakersfield now, and you're over a point per game now, as we just talked about. You're on an absolute heater, and hopefully it keeps going tonight. But just like, how is the slow start and then just kind of getting hot? Like, how has this year been?
Yeah, we started off like 0-5, like just like thought like nothing was gonna happen, and then we actually had a couple injuries and like some of our top guys, and we're like, damn, like this is gonna be like a rough kind of start. But we were playing well. We just couldn't like really get bounces. But we've been on like an 8-game win streak, and our line's been like doing really well. I think we're all like, I mean, like my other line mates are like 1-2 in the league in scoring, so it's kind of nice playing with like guys who are really like creating points and stuff. So it's been a lot of fun, and we've been putting up some big numbers, and it's fun when you're clicking. So it's been fun hockey this year.
Yeah, and a lot of familiar faces, I imagine, for you in the AHL this year, right? With like basically a ton of OHL guys getting up there. Is it cool kind of just seeing all these guys in warm-ups and stuff?
Yeah, it's weird. Like I guess because like we don't really like the junior guys like who would usually be back in like the OHL right now can come up and play. So it'll be like random games, I'll play like random teams, and also like see like a guy just playing the game. I'm like, oh my god, like I didn't know like you're like here and all that stuff. Like just like
Like,
it's
what are
kind of
you
like
doing
weird,
here?
just like seeing. Yeah, it's just like the young guys. I'm like, oh, I didn't even know you could like play in this league right now and all that stuff. But it's cool having them here. I mean, it's obviously nice, having some OHL love in the league, and it's been good. Yeah, it's the league's obviously younger this year, but it's a lot more skill. I feel like.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's it been like with COVID? Like, what are the restrictions? Like, are you guys pretty like confined to your house and just the rink?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of more like the state laws here or whatever. So we get touched like 3 times a week. We have to like wear a mask everywhere. We can still like go actually in California. We can like go and like eat like in patios and stuff, which is nice. But we like try and kind of limit like our interactions with people. Kind of just rinking back or like rink to like I guess to grab food and back home. So it's kind of boring, but at least we're playing.
Yeah, and for those who didn't know, Bakersfield, is in California. And if you're not a YouTube listener, Clouder has a nice glow going right now from his beautiful tan. So you'd be able to tell if you're on YouTube listening. So drop a thumbs up for that tan. I guess we'll send it over to fan questions or ask.
Yeah, we'll get the fan questions going. So the first one, kind of a staple now because everyone seems to ask this, but what stick do you use and what specs?
I stick. I use a Trigger 5. 90 flex, and it's like a straight curve I use now. It's like the PM9, like the Stamkos retail.
Are you a big backhand guy?
Oh yeah, and I spray paint the bottom white too. It's so swaggy.
And you're still candy caning, yeah?
No candy cane anymore.
No. That was your staple. That was like your trademark thing. You had the candy cane and the friggin' dusty white spray paint that's all chopped up. Half of it's black, half of it's white. It looked good for warm-ups.
Did look good for warm-ups though. That's all that matters.
That was actually one of the fan questions. I'll get to it. It was, why did you start spray painting your blade? Just for
I
looks?
don't even know. Yeah, I don't know. I've like kind of always been like weird with like my curve. Like I always like think it looks like weird like when I'm looking down it with like black. So I used to use like that like the CCM like rocket balls. I like the first like the white one, the red and white like CCM stick that came up.
The
like,
RBZ.
like the first one. Yeah, the RBZs.
Yeah.
And I actually love those ones. I like love like the white on white, and then like they switched, and I started like spray painting, and just kind of stuck with me. So I don't really know.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
What was the first thing you bought when you signed your ELC with Edmonton?
First thing I bought.
First major purchase.
Major purchase.
Yeah.
Fake Louis shoes.
Yeah, right.
Are you good with are you saving your money, or did you go a little crazy and start spending like little things?
Yeah, I'm pretty good with it. I mean, obviously I would treat myself over here and there, but I think I'm pretty solid with it. I have to take cards out every once in a while, so.
Yeah, no. Clouder treated me, but I actually remember the day he like got word he was signing because it was like the worst day of my life. So we lost in the playoffs and we had a team party or whatever, and then they were like, "Okay, exit interviews the next day at 10 a.m." And obviously Clouder's one of the older guys on the team, so he gets right in there and right out. I'm like the youngest guy on the team, and they're like, "K Cards, like you're going last here, kid." So I'm the last guy for the exit interviews, and I'm just sitting there all day, man. And so Clouder leaves his exit interview. So like we say goodbye, whatever, like we'll keep in touch. And then like legit 3 minutes later, this guy comes running in. Like we just lost and like everyone's upset and everything. This guy comes running in with a smile on his face. He's like looking around. I'm like, why is he so fired up? I'm like, Clouder, what's going on? He's like, well, it's payday. Like I'm signing my ELC. So it was a good day, but he was fired up. I remember that. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I mean, I was just kind of more fired up. I got to like the Bakersfield and play in the playoffs, and you keep playing hockey that year, which is the good part. But yeah, it was nice.
The reason I ask is our partners at Gavin Hockey Wealth Specialists believe that your goals matter. After hundreds of early morning practices and countless hours on the ice or in the gym, you've truly earned your success and you deserve to enjoy it. For over 20 years, the team at Gavin has assisted professional hockey players with setting goals, and more importantly, providing them with a game plan to achieve them. Whether it's a house, a car, a cottage, or even supporting your family, it is all within reach when you partner with a pro. Check them out at gavingroup.ca. Yeah, maybe you should check out Gavin Group, and then you'll be sitting with 500 mansions and estates when you retire from pro hockey. You'll be all set up. But
I work with them, yeah, actually.
Oh, there we go. Perfect.
What? Are you for real?
Yeah, I swear.
That's actually good stuff. That's a good one. Tell them to get this on the IG. Start pumping it out. That's absurd. But
We've had a
Yeah,
couple of their clients. I don't think I'm allowed to say names and stuff because it's like financial privacy or whatever. But we've had a
yeah,
few of them on already. But yeah, definitely recommend Gavin for the listeners at least who are going to be playing in the NHL soon.
yeah, they did a really good job. They're fun to
Yeah,
work with.
they're great. Okay,
Yeah.
move on with some more fan questions. But what kinds of things have you learned from your older brothers? We kind of touched on what you learned from Mike growing up with the OHL route, but I know your brother Matt's like college route. Anything, even and both of them, like anything stick out that you've learned growing up from those guys?
I mean, I don't know. It's like nothing I really put my finger on. They just kind of like I went to like high school with both of them, and they kind of just like showed me the ropes like through there, and they both like been like really good to me like throughout like my career, and like kind of just growing up, we've been gotten a lot closer with like friends and stuff. So um, I don't know. I mean, they taught me a ton, but just kind of like now like we're like really good friends. It's like really nice to have them like around, like helping me out, and it's obviously really nice growing up with brothers. So I'm really grateful for them.
How was your high school experience when you were in the OHL? I hear you're quite the academic.
Yeah, actually, my mom worked at the high school with us. Like she was like a teacher there, so she helped us out a lot. Yeah, it was good. I'll put it at that. It was good.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got worst OHL arena to play in. You got like a road rink you hate, maybe, or something? I don't know. It's a weird question, but anything come to mind? You two Cards. You can hop in.
Worst OHL rink is probably Suds or Peterborough.
I
Cards.
would say I don't like Flint, man.
I was gonna say Flint too, but I don't want to throw another dagger at him.
Yeah, we've given Flint enough here. Come on.
Another dagger towards Flint. Yeah, Flint or not really. Owen Sounds. Like I don't know. Actually, I play well there, so never mind. Not Owen Sound, but yeah, Flint. This is my final answer.
Okay. We got Clowder, what jersey number are you now?
29 now.
Okay. So
Ew, Willie Nylander.
the question is, how do you pick your jersey number? But I know your 9 is your number, right?
Yeah, 9's would be my go-to number. Yeah.
So what made you pick 9?
I think I don't even know really. When I was in like minor hockey, I was 9. My brother was 99, like in like Timbits or whatever.
He would be 99.
I don't even know. Yeah, but I don't even know. I think just thought it looked cool when I was growing up, and then you kind of just like once you get stuck with a number, you're kind of just like, oh, like that's like you just like kind of get stuck with it. So, but yeah, I think I mean it's retired in Edmonton, and a guy on our team here has it, so I think probably won't be wearing that for a while.
Yeah. Well, 9's such a skill guy number. Like you just see 9. I don't know, but 29, obviously, yeah. Like Cards said, easy, bro. I hope the camera didn't go on you there. But yeah, Nylander 29, like got some skill guys there. But
yeah, Leon wears it too, so in Edmonton. So I won't be wearing that up there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And I was just kind of giving that number too, so just like wear whatever I can.
Yeah, you're just taking a number.
Exactly.
I was told to ask about watching A Star Is Born in theaters.
I told you to ask that.
Jacob Ingham said that.
No, he's bawling his eyes out in there. We were watching the movie. We actually we go to the mall every like Tuesday. It's like whatever that cheap movie night, and then we go to a movie and we're gonna go see like some movie, and then everyone kind of like started like bailing because like the movie was like sold out. So like we were just like, oh, like what's this movie? Like A Star Is Born. I was like Bradley Cooper and like Lady Gaga. It must be like decent, right? Like went into the theater, like we were watching, then it was just like this soundtrack is insanely good, like whatever, just like fired up. And then when Jackson Maine kills himself or whatever, Iggy just starts waterworks in the theater. I was like pretty sad too, but he was like bawling, and I was like, dude, can you bring it back here a bit? Like just like so sad. And then movie was over, and like he was like heartbroken for the next like couple of weeks about it. So that's what happened.
Unreal. That's hilarious. Cards, you got anything before we kind of wrap it up?
No, I mean, I think we could go on for days and days, just kind of talking about whatever. I mean, a lot of funny stuff, but no, we'll wrap it at that. Clouder's got a game day today, but just before we end everything here, I know our presenting sponsors, Axel Watches, are going to be sending you a nice watch. I know me and Rask are always
I got mine
rocking
right
ours.
here, looking
Yeah,
sick.
some
Ew.
sharp watches. Clouder would be looking good going into the arena thanks to Axel watches. So everybody get out and definitely use our code and go buy some of those. But no, other than that, I actually one more quick thing for you here, Clouder. What's the score and how many pitters tonight? Let's hear it.
Oh God, score will be let's go 5-2 Condors.
Okay.
I'll be lucky to get one tonight.
Okay, I'm saying 1 and 2 for Clouder. He's gonna stay hot. I know he's being a little bit humble right now, but no, just want to say thanks for coming on. It's good catching up with you, and best of luck tonight.
Fun. Cheers,
Sick.
thanks.
All right, I want to thank Ryan McLeod for that one. It was a good interview and fun to get to know him. And Card's always good for you to catch up with old teammates, right?
Yeah, no, super cool to talk to him. I hadn't probably FaceTimed him in quite a while now, so nice to catch up, see what he's doing, and yeah, he's always a character to talk to. Just the way he's always grinning just cracks me up all the time. But yeah, no, good guy and a good interview for sure.
Yeah, so we got just a couple things to say before we send it to the Bachelor segment and wrap it up, but some sad news that we have to address. And, you know, I think everyone's heard by now, but Russian hockey player, I'm probably going to butcher the name and I apologize, but Timur Faizunov, just 19 years old, dies after being hit in the head by a puck in a game. And obviously just the whole hockey world is feeling that one because that's something that can happen to anybody, man, like in any game, practice, whatever it might be. So that's just horrible news. Prayers going out to him and his family. Anything you want to say about it, Cards?
Yeah, just my condolences to everyone involved, and just the hockey community is just such a strong place, and just I think everyone's kind of rallying around him. And but yeah, no, just such a fluke play, and could have happened to anyone, but it's very unfortunate that it happened. And yeah, there's not much more to say.
Yeah, we don't need to dwell on it. We got a couple more things to talk about. I know you want to talk about a little college basketball before the Bachelor here.
Yeah, man, I'm super pumped. I'm a huge college basketball fan. I follow it even when it's not March Madness and whatnot. So my team's Kansas, so they're a 3 seed this year. So I'm cheering for them to win. But in my bracket, I chose Gonzaga to win. I know you said you haven't made your bracket, but maybe next week we'll get a live March Madness update as it starts this Friday. So we'll find out who you took as your winner in the bracket next week. Yeah, I guess.
And yeah, you know what? That might be able to replace our Bachelor segment at least until the next season starts. So that'll get us going for a week or 2 or 3 or whatever. So we'll be
that'll get us through for sure. And then we got the Masters coming up too, man. And then NHL playoffs. We got like a lot of good high-end sports to watch on TV. So I'm not complaining too much about my 14-day quarantine with all this to watch.
Yeah, you'll be set. And yeah, so I mean, we'll get into the Bachelor segment before we wrap up here. Cardsy didn't watch it yet. This guy is just ridiculous. 2 weeks in a row of slacking on the Bachelor. So the fans
I've been so busy, and we like pirate stream it. I don't even know how we stream it. JT's soaking so many viruses on his laptop to watch this, and it wasn't on earlier this afternoon. Then I had to go take a COVID test. So I've been in a whirlwind. So I'm gonna let Rask do it. I'm gonna stay here though. I'll ruin the surprise for myself and just torture myself a little bit because that's what I deserve, I guess.
Yeah,
for not watching and just not putting the effort in. So let's hear it, Rask. I know I watched a little bit. Actually, I watched the start. But then we had to hop on with Clouder. But I'll give my take on the start. I thought the meetings with the mom and the brother both went pretty well. No. Seemed like it was a good setup, and then I'll let you spoil the rest for me. Like all I could say was just look good and could have been anyone's ball game, and I'll let you ruin it here.
All right, so Rachel ends up winning.
Boom. I called it for like 4 weeks.
You did
5-6 weeks maybe.
Now Michelle has a pretty tough kind of breakup there. She's pouring her heart out. You know how it is, and everything's going great at that point, like you saw. And Matt just kind of says, you know what, like, I just don't think this is enough. Like, I don't think it's going to be there. So tough one. She's out. Then he's like really upset about it. Ends up canceling the date with Rachel the next day. So she thinks that she's going to get sent home or whatever when he calls to propose. But then he also realizes he can't propose. He, after even though saying he was ready the whole season, decides not to. Talks about it with Chris and just says like, I'm not ready for a proposal here, but I want to pursue this relationship with you type of thing. So they end up leaving the show together as a couple, but not engaged, which is great. Good for them. Unfortunately now, I watched the After the Final Rose show where they broke it all down, but so they're broken up now. We don't need to get into it too much, but as many people know, there's some allegations and photos that have surfaced of Rachel and doing racially insensitive things or parties or taking photos and doing stuff like that. So that was enough to kind of split up the relationship. They're on good terms. They spoke together on the show after the after show or whatever. And but Matt just said she has things to work on her own and stuff like that. And no more Chris Harrison, who's kind of been in the fallout of all this stuff. So they announced that Tasha and Caitlin Bristow will be the new Chris Harrisons for the next 2 Bachelorette seasons that are going to be running simultaneously. And they announced the 2 new Bachelorettes, which are Katie. Remember Katie, the weird girl with she made the entrance with the I can't say
Yeah, I
her.
remember her.
Her and Michelle is going to be the other Bachelorette. So
the one who just lost in the final.
Surprising twist. So there's gonna be 2 Bachelorettes, 2 seasons, and no Chris Harrison. And at least we got some stuff to look forward to. I don't know, man.
Dude, to be honest with you, this season kind of ruined it for me. Like, I honestly might not even watch. Like, I might just have to gas it, and we might have to figure out a new segment to do because I couldn't even bear to watch this season, and we'll have to see about next season. I don't know. We'll give her a shot, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah, no, I'm sticking with it for the fans who love to hear it, but I'll be watching. But I do agree, this season and the last Bachelorette season weren't really it. But
no.
I guess with that being said, I mean, that's over. A really messy situation, by the way, for people who are actually like followers of the franchise itself. There's a lot of like things being thrown around about how they conduct themselves away from the show and stuff. Like it's actually insane right now, but I don't even know enough to like get into that. So I'm sorry for anyone who knows more than me, but I mean, we can just about wrap it up there. I'll be making my March Madness picks for next episode, maybe needing some of your advice and opinions cards, but yeah. You want to take it away for the ending here?
Yeah, no, just super excited. Going to be back in Canada, hopefully for our next episode next week, and we're going to get our Axel photo shoot going on soon too, which the fans can go check out our Instagrams and probably the Showbound Instagram in the near future to go see some good looking men wearing some good looking watches. So, I mean, definitely go use our code. It's Showbound 15, right?
No, the code now is AX_Showbound for 15%.
Okay, AX_Showbound. Everyone go hit that code. No, yeah, just appreciate the support, and we'll catch you next week. Nice and short and sweet this week.